Hi, so today I took a look at Chapter 9, The Motivation of Instrumental Action. And the section I focused on in this chapter was titled, How Motivational States Affect Behavior. So this section looked at memory versus learning, and it specifically discussed specific hungers and their relation to the adrenal glands. It also defined homeostasis, or the fact that the body defends an equilibrium, and when the body is out of this equilibrium, it has to do something to bring it back to equilibrium. So if any of you have taken any intro to biology classes, you would know about positive and negative feedback systems, and that is to keep the body in homeostasis. So Clark Hall developed the theory of learning and behavior, and the equation for this was behavior strength equals D times H, where H is habit and D is drive, and they're both independent variables. So an animal that wakes up hungry is driven by its need for food, and many experiments were conducted on rats to prove this, and this concluded that drive is caused by need. So does drive merely energize? The effects of food deprivation depend on the species. Another definition in this chapter was incentive learning, which occurs when the animals ingest a reinforcer while it's in a particular motivational state. So when a hungry rat eats a new food, it may learn that the food is satisfying while it's hungry. This chapter also looked at the connection between a goal and its corresponding motivational state, and how motivational states affect instrumental behavior. The motivational state influences instrumental behavior by increasing the desirability of particular reinforcers, and the animal will then perform these behaviors that lead to the reinforcer. So is motivated behavior a response to need? So again, this was looked at by Hall, and in his system, drive was a response to need, and the state of depletion motivates behaviors that cause repletion. And this is known as the depletion-repletion model, which is kind of funny if you say that fast a couple times. But another thing that was looked at was children's food intake. And it was found that their food intake is strongly influenced by their food preferences. And these food preferences are learned through repeated experiences with foods and eating as they mature. So although animals in need of food or water will perform behaviors that correct their deficit, responding to depletion is probably something saved only for emergencies. And a great deal of motivated behavior seems to anticipate rather than respond to need. So that is the first of 3 sections of this chapter. I would recommend going back and looking at the next 2 sections before you take a quiz.